Welcome to Museum in Lotus. Now today is the episode 4, huh? So fast. Time passed so fast. It's been 1 month. Now as you know, Lotus on Water, we sell many different things. Precious fengshui collections, but only do it firsthand. But there are many other things in the gallery that you should come and see. And they are actually Master Yun's private collection. We don't sell them because they're antiques. Like the first episode, we talked about the Indian dowry chest. And even last episode, we talked about the Tibetan collections, which after that, they have quite a lot of questions. Mr. Pino, Mr. Giuseppe De Giosa with us. You know, he's an expert on all this antiques, so he's going to share with us the knowledge. Do you know from last episode, the one that we had on the Tibetan series, which collection they were most curious about after the episode?
No, I don't.
So we talked about the chest, you know,
yes.
the inclined chest.
Yes.
We talked about the one that is the flask that they do the yat butter, yat tea thing.
Yes.
Then we also talked about the iron containers,
yes.
which probably they held food inside.
Yes.
A lot of questions were directed at the iron container, surprisingly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think probably it's got to do with that day, because on Master Yun's birthday, we said that we're going to serve laurent-perrier champagne.
Yes.
And we used it as a wine ice bucket.
Yes.
And it was a wonderful ice basket, really. So they were deciphering, they were trying to think about, because we managed to fit one whole bottle of laurent-perrier inside the whole iron container. So there's no layers inside. So then they saw that, oh, this whole thing can fit inside, and it was supposed to be a food container.
Yes.
A lot of them were guessing, how did they put their food inside such a container? And because there's no layering, so they noticed, which we mentioned, that the decorative and ornamental purpose of the rims that are outside. Yep. So how do they actually put their food inside such a huge container? Layers or what? Yeah.
I don't think there were layers.
Okay.
In actual fact, I think it was food.
Okay.
And if we just imagine about rice, okay, being cooked and brought to the stupa, the monastery,
right.
I think it would contain enough rice for a
yes.
number of monks. So the decoration outside that makes you think
yes.
that there are layers, it's only an ornament, and they could have done without.
Right.
But instead, they established that to give more beauty to the piece, if it had been sectioned as they did, then the decoration within each of those segments...
There would have been a practical purpose.
Yes, it's just for practical
purpose.
Okay,
now then we're reminded that, now we know that because, you know, it was to bring food to the monastery, which
yes.
we believe that there should be a lot of people. So probably one iron container, it serves one kind of food.
Absolutely. This is my take. This is my take.
That now we know, yeah. But now we use it as a ice bucket for...
But as long as we give a use to something that was so precious, and precious in terms of how the order was placed to the ironsmith and what the ironsmith was able to do.
Yes.
So having the possibility of touching the same beauty, appreciating the beauty, and utilizing for a good purpose.
And it was Master Yun's birthday. So anyway, friends are here online. People are saying good evening, Mr. Khan and Mr. Pino, Mr. Giuseppe De Giosa, James Quack, Yvonne. So if you're here, do like and share, because I mentioned on the description that today we're going to talk about something that is urgent. No, something that is what we in Chinese we call it 应节. That means that it's according to the festivals.
Yes.
Because we have something that's happening on Thursday, something that's happening on Friday, and the things that the collections, Master Yun's private collection that we bring out today, has got to do with that. And Mr. Pino is going to share with us over laurent-perrier champagne. Cheers first.
Cheers first.
Since we are in the 4th episode, you might notice that actually we have also upgraded our furniture. Because, you see, actually this chair is very comfortable. Yes. I keep on doing this, yeah, because we're not going to talk about these chairs today. I'm not going to talk about this desk today, but there's a whole story behind. Probably next week we're going to talk about it.
It would be nice.
We have upgraded our furniture to this thing. So this whole Museum in Lotus episode has upgraded itself, even in terms of furniture. Just a clue, these are also antique, but today this is not today's topic, because you have something to urgently announce. So if you want to know, hi Betsy, thank you for like and share. Madam Lai is here, Geraldine, Sunny Xiao, Jack, and all. Okay, so if you're here, do leave us a message so I can see and read from you from this wonderful chair over here. And now the thing is that we have something that's happening on Thursday, and what we're going to share today will be very pertinent to it. And as what Mr. Pino has said, well, whether we use the iron container as a food basket now, or a ice bucket for the wine. The thing is that we managed to continue and connect something that was bygone past. You don't use it, it has died off. But we use it and then it becomes part of us today, right? So today we have something, Daphne is here. Hi Sir Yip. Jenny is watching as well. Hi Jenny. I look really good with this tuxedo and the whole chair behind me. Yeah, sorry. You can see it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Thursday we have something. We are going to borrow Mark Stewart's collections, these antique collections, and then we are going to share the prosperity and the joy with everyone. So Thursday, it's not just Deepavali. It's somehow it's two occasions coming together, right? It's Medicine Buddha's birthday, 药师佛诞, birthday of Medicine Buddha, and as we know, Deepavali, right? So let's talk about the Medicine Buddha birthday first.
Yes.
What do we have with us here today? See, we reserved this fine desk to hold 3 sculptures. As you can see, they can see on the camera really well. What do we have with us here?
Let me first say it's a privilege to be here tonight, not only for the occasion, but mostly because I feel that I'm in a princely environment with these beautiful chairs, absolutely divine Qing dynasty, and in the background there's art.
Yes.
There's an exchange of art which is so powerful, and it contains some very beautiful pieces, and I will just give you some hints of the pieces and the importance of the pieces. Okay. First of all, I would like to say that they all appear superficially to be the same. They're not the same.
If you don't look, you don't delve closer.
If you don't get close.
Okay.
But what they do have in common, as you can see, is basically this crown. And I will enter into this topic and I will just give you some further hints. Now, in this case, we have 2 Buddhas which are medicine Buddhas.
Oh, so 3 of which?
2 of which are medicine, both of which, and this is the one and this is the other.
Okay.
And what is the analogy between the 2 of them, I will also highlight. And then we have a third one, very beautiful, which is the meditation Buddha, the Bhumispasa. Again, very beautiful. All of them are in bronze. This one has incrustation, has not been cleaned up properly. Yeah. Let's enter in the description of one, which again is reflected by the second one. This is an earlier piece. This is a 19th century. This is another piece, which it's the end of the 18th century.
Okay, just to give them a concept. So these 2 Medicine Buddha pieces, the center one and the one that's closer to Mr. Pino, this is about 19th century.
19th century.
Which is about 200 years ago. This is much earlier.
Much earlier, 18th century.
About 300 years ago. So this is the age we are talking about.
More or less, this is the age.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Now, let's examine the first one, and let's look at the analogies with the second one. First of all, I would like to start from the base.
Okay.
Now, let's look at the pedestal. The pedestal is basically a lotus pedestal.
Right.
But there's not only one pedestal. There are 2 pedestals, one opposite to the other, and it's wasted in the center.
I'm prepared today.
Yes.
I am very prepared. I'm very prepared today. Now, it's bronze you mentioned.
This is bronze.
It's bronze you mentioned, yeah.
And this is basically obtained by the so-called, it's the particular cast. And this is the lost wax technique, made in one whole piece.
I want to ask, because I'm prepared today, so I can see, bronze.
Yes.
But of course, it has through time.
Yes.
But you know, when I magnify, I look at it closer, I see some gold remnants.
Very good. This is the point that I would like to make, and you've made it before me.
Okay.
In other words, we see here 2 elements.
Right.
We see the original lacquer, which has not moved away from the piece, and second, we see the gilding, which again is extremely beautiful. What we don't see the gild on is on the face, and I will touch on the face later. Now, we have just described very briefly about the throne, and again, why is the lotus? The lotus represents purity, is where the Buddha would stand and be recognized in the status of the highest authority within the Buddhist creed.
Right.
Now, when we go up, what we see, first of all, with the left hand, which is open, the left hand, gently open, we see a container. But what would that container hold?
As in this
container here.
This container here.
Yes, and we also see a little flower. But what the container hold, and this container is basically the same container which is held by the second Buddha.
Which means we can recognize that this is what the medicine Buddha would hold.
Absolutely.
I think our friends might be slightly familiar with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would contain basically the medicine itself.
I see.
And so the association of this Buddha would be very much, especially with the other hand, which is opened and is gently on the knee, meaning the blessing of the devotees who are sick. How important would this be for generation? You know, they used to worship in order to get the possibility of having to see their dear ones recovering from the illness. So extremely important. And
especially today, huh?
Especially today.
Especially today. Especially today.
Today is the celebration of this wonderful Buddha and the miracles that this Buddha, as long as you are a believer.
Right.
And you feel that everything is in the hand of the Buddha. And the Buddha can do everything and anything as long as you have the faith.
I see.
Now, moving up, we would see something very special and very ornate, which we don't see in any other kind of Buddha. First of all, this tells us that it's Burmese. What we see is the crown, the janta, which is the finger, janta, and then we see on the opposite side, like wings. The wings are so big. In order to be supported, they have to be supported on the shoulders. And that's the reason why we see the connection of the base of the wings with the shoulder.
Right, right.
Now, when we look again carefully, we see that around the torso of the Buddha, there are jewelry.
Yeah, there's few remnants of it we can see.
Which, again, when we think about the Buddha, we have the misconception that the Buddha should never wear jewelry. But here, it does wear jewelry. And in all of the three of them, there is this common element of the richness, of the beauty, of the imperial look.
This is from
Burma.
And it's the Burmese tradition.
It's only typical to Burma. We would not see a Buddha like this in any other part of the world where Buddhists was worshipped. So this is definitely iconic to Burma.
That explains the elaborate.
It explains the elaborate, but there's another reason.
Okay.
If I want to distinguish all this little group, and again, I might take the liberty, if we have the time, to describe also this Buddha who sit in Bhumispasa position, and what this means as opposed to these two, which are the medicine Buddha.
Yeah.
So when we look at it, we look at the beautiful crown.
Yes.
We look at the richness of the crown. In this particular case, nothing is missing. It's in perfect condition. Whilst in this one, unfortunately, part of the wing has gone missing.
Well, it's an older piece anyway.
This is an older piece. And this one, also part of it is missing. It's irrelevant. What is relevant is about the proportion. What is relevant is about the face. Let's examine the face.
Okay.
Look at the tranquility of the face. Look at the gentle aspect of the face. I would even say, and allow me to say something that some people may not believe in, a baby face, which means purity. Look at the eyebrows. They're very well identified. Let's look at the eyes. Almost almond shape. The nose is very well pronounced, and when we look at the lips, we almost see the lips going outwards. For me, this is the meaning of a smile who is tranquil, the smile of who is processing the virtue of providing the devotees with good health. That's my reading.
I see. And the elaborateness of the majesticness and the richness of these Burmese sculptures.
Yes.
We can actually compare it with the one, let's say, from Laos?
This is from Laos.
This is from Laos.
And let's just take a look and just to demonstrate the diversity of the piece. You look how simple this particular Laotian Buddha is. The position is calling for the rain, and again I can imagine is that the devotees asking the Buddha to provide rain for their crops.
What century might this Laos
This one would be 19th century, but look at the simplicity. There's no adornment, there's no earrings, there's no necklaces. Here instead they're very rich, and that makes me think, why? And why all of the three pieces share one name? Jumbipati. Okay? This is reference to a king. And why this king comes into play? Again, this is a legend, but it makes to me a lot of sense. There's no record of the documents, but again, I repeat, it's a legend. A legend is something that has not been demonstrated. So as long as we know about this, it's important.
Right.
But let me tell you about the legend. The legend is very simple, and that is King Jumipati, okay? It was a very first king, and he went after another king, and the name of the other king is Bimbisara. Why so important? Bimbisara was a devotee of the Buddha.
Right.
And instead, Jumbapati was not a devotee of the Buddha. So he spelled negative elements on Bimbisara. And therefore, Bimbisara asked for the protection of the Buddha. And the Buddha offered his protection. So what happens? It happens something very, very simple. And that is that the Buddha wore this wonderful attires, beautiful attires. And you can see the ornaments. And so this is how it's depicted. It's depicted the Buddha in that particular state, and then he offered Jumbipati to come to his adobe. And when the Jumbipati reached the adobe and realized the richness, and look at the Buddha and realize how superior the Buddha was, he then became very humble.
I see.
And he replied to the call of the Buddha and became himself a devotee.
I see.
So what you see here is quite rare, and it's typical iconography of Burmese. Again, this is a legend.
Right.
So we don't know if we can believe, but definitely this is the reason of the richness that we see in this particular three Buddhas.
I think after you explain, because I've not heard this story before, no rehearsals, I think it resonates. Because we have this tree over here, Burmese, 200, 300 years old, antique collection of Master Yun, not selling. Don't ask me about the price, okay? A lot of them ask me about the price after that, about the Indian dowry chest from the first episode. I said, you can ask me, but for sure I'm not selling. Because this whole Tuesday, 7:30 live in Museum Lotus, it's not about, I don't want to sell you antiques, as we mentioned before, but to share this great civilization and culture with you, right? So we're going to, it resonates the story, because Lotus of Water is all about prosperity as well. That's what Medicine Buddha was showing to Jumipati, you know. So what we're going to do on Thursday, which is Medicine Buddha's birthday, even though only two of this are Medicine Buddha, this is another Buddha which, in our language, we call it Siddhamuni. So we will be placing this tree in different galleries. In the founding gallery, the first gallery, we're going to place it in the third gallery and the last gallery, so that you can come here and you can pray, you can pay homage to these Buddha sculptures. And I think that we have something to that is offering to the gods and the Buddhas in the past. Is that the one at the back behind you?
I will just come to that in just a single moment. I would like just to complete the description of this one. Yes. This one is Bhumis Pasa. What does it mean? this is the Buddha in meditation. And it's at the moment, you just imagine having a camera at that point in time when the Buddha was enlightened. And what does that mean? The Buddha, in other words, is under the Bodhi tree, and the demon king Mara tried to take him away from the place where he was going to get the enlightenment, and he was trying at any cost to get the enlightenment that in which instead was provided. Its bronze is very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. And look at the richness of the pedestal. Look how many pedestals. The pedestal indicate the high standing of the Buddha. All three of them, as you can see, are in effortless position with crossed legs.
The lotus position.
This one has such a very rich, all the torso is basically completed.
Yeah.
So this is the time where the enlightenment takes place, but the king Mara asks, show me that you have reached enlightenment. And the Buddha, just with his hand, going down and touching earth, got this hand touching the earth. Look, it has a gentle way of doing it. Everything is proportionate. Everything is beautiful. Everything is almost spiritual in nature. And he got the affirmation by earth of his enlightenment. At that point in time, King Mara disappeared. So these are the three. Again, Jumbapati, again, and we've basically explained. Now, what is coordinating in terms of timing and in terms of offering? And I will just take this wonderful, this is a sunuk.
Sunuk?
Yes,
sunuk.
Sunuk.
So this is Burmese as well?
This is 100%, it's dedicated to the Burmese culture.
So today is a Burmese theme?
Yes, it's a Burmese theme. Now, as you can see this, I would say it's very rural, but very authentic in many ways. How has this been made? First of all, this is 19th century, very, very simple.
200 years.
200 years. When we look at it, we can see that this is beautifully woven. It's woven in bamboo, but it has some elements which are teak wood, okay? Now, when we look at it, look at the majestic way of the craftsmen to create this beautiful shape.
Yes.
And this shape is reminiscent of the funnel of the stupa. In other words, the monastery temple. It's very similar.
You're talking about this part here?
This part there, exactly.
So since we're talking about medicine Buddha, because I was seeing this comment here that said that though cannot be viewed clearly, must go Lotus to have a closer look, which is true. The privilege to have watched such on Facebook Live, to have this. That's why, Jenny, you're correct. You have to come here and look at it in person closely. And if you do this part that Mr. Pino was talking about, it bears a little bit of resemblance to.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure whether they're connected or not, but it resembles, the nectar medicine pot that the medicine Buddha is holding, So this is the one.
And I would say, if you don't mind me, bring your own magnifying glass.
And
actually look attentively. You will discover much more than what I've said. And in understanding what I've just mentioned, there's much more to it. And each one of us can come with its own conclusion. There's nothing wrong. It's just about imagination, curiosity, and what you feel like. I don't think anybody can say no. It's your feeling. It's your imagination. Go ahead with it.
So Thursday is a great day to come by because we were having these three wonderful Burmese sculptures in different galleries because it's Medicine Buddha's birthday. And we're going to have this as well.
Of course.
So this, as you were mentioning, bamboo mainly.
Bamboo mainly, but the top is not bamboo, it's wood. And Mr. Khan, may I ask you, what does that part, the finial, remind you with?
I mean, just based on this, Okay, so Mr. Pino has asked a question. He's asking that what does this look like? Huh?
Yes.
Am I right? I'm not sure whether you can see over the camera clearly. So if you can see, then you would want to actually see it. Let me see whether we are online or not. Wait, let's see. Where are we? Hey. Are we online? Yeah, we are. So we are. So this thing that we are actually seeing. I think it's an old handphone, that's why it's having a bit of a delay. Yeah. So this thing that Mr. Pino is asking, this part, what do you see? What you see, put in a comment. What do you interpret? Because Mr. Pino was saying that there's no right or wrong.
No right or wrong.
We're not going to. There's no marks to deduct anyway, so don't be afraid to actually say what do you see in this thing. What do you see? This top part. It actually was the cover for this, huh?
It's the cover of
just to
this,
have a better interpretation.
Yes.
This part, what do you see? If you ask me when I saw it just now, I saw it other than was connection with this thing I saw.
Yes.
It looks like when you play card games, you have diamonds,
yes,
you have clubs. It looks like spade.
Yes.
Ace of spade.
Possible.
Thing. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? I mean,
yeah.
As long as each one. But actually, the audience should come up and tell us what they think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that, please.
So if
feel free.
you see this, what do you see? What image do you see? You can take some guess. What it feels to you. You just mention. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Now let me tell you, what was this for? It's for offering.
Okay, the purpose of this whole thing.
It's for offering.
The name again?
This is unsok.
Sunok. Sunok. This thing is this thing that Mr. Pino actually is openable. It can be open. It's used for offering. So
offering.
We see a tray here.
We see a tray. Now look how beautiful it's been woven, and then it's been lacquered.
Bamboo as well.
This is bamboo. Look
bamboo.
How beautiful. Beautiful.
Lacquered. So if anything, so bamboo lacquered, I don't see any holes in between. So in the past, when there's anything on it, it doesn't flow.
Not at all.
It's entirely separated from the second layer.
This is waterproof.
Okay, this is waterproof.
This is waterproof. And this would possibly be used, this is again my imagination, and there could be other interpretation. The food and possibly the rice were here at the base. Okay, this would possibly contain curry.
Yeah.
So the rice would be taken out, will be placed in this dish, and the monks would eat
You're
together.
making me hungry. Yeah.
Yes.
Rice and curry, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay, yeah. So this is the offering that they like what we saw in the iron container. This is actually offering as well, but this is the Burmese tradition.
This is the Burmese tradition.
And we have something that's wonderful.
But let me tell you something else, if you allow me. Now, when you look at this, and I turn it around, we see a complete different color, which is black.
The black one.
Everything has been basically lacquered, and there are at least 12 to 14 layers.
Right.
But in my personal opinion, the first layer was black. And then after each layer was completed, it was sort of sandpaper, and then the second layer went on top, and the third and the fourth, up to even 12 to 14 layers.
Right.
Now, what is a beauty in art terms and for those who love art is when the two combination of the black and the red appear simultaneously. This is called, with a Japanese word, negoro effect. That means that as the piece has been touched continuously, then the red has basically worn off.
I see.
And the black is present.
I see.
So this is really, really something typical. And if we go back to the 12th, 13th, 14th century in Japan, we had these very simple dishes, which again show both colors.
I see, I see.
So that tells you two things. The time, look at
vintage for sure.
This is more than vintage.
It's more than vintage.
This is more than vintage. This is an antique piece, without any doubts. And then look at all this detail. Look at the beauty of the black, and again the way the bascurity, the work was done.
Of course. So this was used to offer, I mean, we have the medicine Buddha sculptures here.
Yes.
This was used in the past, 200-300 years ago, to offer, to put rice, probably curry, and they offer it to the monastery. So, we have friends here who say that So one of them actually said that this looks like a shape, that looks like the shape of a temple roof.
Very good.
I think it makes sense, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very good, yeah. See, and Jenny said that what a wonderful big pot, sunok. What a wonderful big pot, can put some ornaments and religious flowers in it. Absolutely. And I think, you know what, that's exactly what we are going to do. You see, okay, Sunny Xiao says that it looks like a Thai temple roof.
Yes.
Because actually they share the same sect of Buddhism.
Yes.
So it does look like it.
Yes.
So I think my friends here are very sharp, so keep them coming. What you see, let us know. So we are going to put this to great use on Thursday as well.
Yes.
As I mentioned, we're going to put these 3 sculptures to different galleries on Thursday.
Yes.
So we're going to put this sunok with the sculptures.
Yes.
With the sculptures. And you know what, just like what our dear Jenny has said, what a wonderful big pot, can put some ornaments or religious flowers in it. We're going to keep it there for like a couple of days, because 4th, this Thursday, is Medicine Buddha's birthday, and the 5th of November is the first of the lunar month.
Yes.
You're most welcome to buy flowers, and you can put it on the sunok. You can put it in the sunok. I think we'll leave it half open, and you can offer flowers to the Medicine Buddhas.
Absolutely. Bring your magnifying glass, please.
Bring your magnifying glass. There's only one here, and no, probably
there's only one
enough to share. So you know, so you can bring your flowers and offer it to the Medicine Buddha, to the Buddhas on Thursday and Friday as well. So that is what we're going to do. And since we have 3 of these Buddha sculptures, I think we have more than one sunok, right?
Absolutely.
So this is the one that's red. Yeah.
Yes.
Dun, dun. Yeah.
So let me put this.
It's not easy, because it's actually antique, and we actually have more than one of this.
I mean, again, the collection is very beautiful, and it has various pieces.
Okay.
They all respond to one criteria, and that is elegance and beauty. Look at this.
I like. Ooh, looks Japanese, huh? Does it look Japanese?
Because of the color, I think you're right. Now, what is this?
Is this a sunok as well?
This is not a sunok. It's of the family of the sunok, but it's called suwet.
Suwet?
Yes. It's slightly different, but again, it served the same purpose. Now, as you can see, let's examine it from the bottom. As you can see, these are the wonderful decoration on the base. You will be able to see at the bottom feet. We have 6 feet. Oh. And this is fluted, this part here. Yeah. Again, very elegant, very simple. Now, look how many trays and how many containers this piece has.
This is the cover?
Okay, this is not the cover. This is made of various... Now, we have here the big container. First of all, let me say the outside is black.
Okay.
Let me also show you that here we have this red. Again, the Negoro effect, which I've mentioned just before, when the 2 colors fuse, and that in this case would be the black and the red. And then after this big bowl, which would possibly contain rice, we have the first dish.
The first layer on it.
And this is the first dish. And again, this dish would either contain food, imagine curry, imagine vegetable, imagine potato, or anything else. Then, on top of this, we would
very hungry.
Then, on top of this, we would have another cover.
Okay.
And the other cover, again, would have. This is
the first layer. No. Yeah.
Okay. This. Okay, we've said this
first
one.
layer. Yeah. Oh, that is separable.
This is all separable. Now you just look
at
this.
Okay, this is a bowl. Yeah.
This is a bowl.
Oh.
And again, I ask the audience, what do you think would this be used for?
What do you think this would be used for? This was the entire thing, the whole suwet.
Yes.
Family of sunok, like cousins, you know. So it's still a container for offerings to the monastery. But on the top, if you turn it around, it looks like a bowl. Yeah. What do you think this will be used for?
Yes. But look how ingenious it is and aesthetically very pleasing. You see this wonderful black lacquer, and as you turn, you see this cinnabar, beautiful red.
This is Burmese as well?
This is Burmese.
It really looks Japanese, huh?
I mean, it has the beauty of something Japanese, but this, again, is iconical to Burma. Very, very beautiful. Now, The first one that we saw and the second one share something in common. Only wealthy family would be able to order something like this, so beautiful. In my modest opinion, the first one was more rural. This is much more refined.
Yeah.
The previous one is 19th century. I believe that this is the first part of the 20th century for many, many reasons.
100 over years.
Yes. Now, this is a cup, and it would be nice if we can get your feedback about what you think this is. Again, my take. I'm not going to share with you at this point in time because I want to hear what you have to say.
Take a wild guess. What would this cup... I mean, okay, first you have to get the context correct. It's Burmese. It's probably 19th century. Sorry, 20th century. Early 20th century. 100 years ago. What do you think the cup, what do you think the people in Burma will be using it for? To drink what or to contain what? Think about it. That's
and
a nice
then
plate.
we have a small dish. What would they would put here? Something definitely for food. Very nice. Again, look at the aesthetic of this wonderful little dish. It's all black, and then it has this wonderful cinnabar red lacquer color in the middle. Okay, it's not only aesthetical, it would definitely have a function.
So it's layered by layer, you know, you get a whole jinggang of utensils here.
Yes.
You get the container, you get the big plate, you get a small plate, you get a cup, or you know, I don't know what is that, a cup or the glass or whatever. Our friends are actually putting in the comments. One says that is it for drinking water?
Fantastic. Fantastic. This is a very good.
I have one that says here, James Quack actually says here, you know, it's peculiar. Huh? This is, it might be true also. It says that, is it to connect donations / offerings?
It's possible.
It might be possible, yeah. It might be possible, yeah, because it's like, because in this sect of Buddhism, to the people giving alms, ALMS, it's actually an honor.
Yes.
So probably the top part was to, you know, yeah. But Mendes says that Burmese carry the big basket on their head, do they?
Absolutely, very good remark. Not only on their heads, sometimes under their arms, or they would hold it together.
Like this, yeah.
Yes, and who would do this? Mainly women.
Mainly women?
Mainly women would do it.
What does the men do in the Burmese culture?
I think they look.
They what? They look,
they look at ladies passing by.
Okay.
Now, when I traveled to Burma, which was an eye-opener, and I saw some of these things actually displayed in monastery. I remember that I spent some time in Rangoon, and then from Rangoon I traveled to Pagan, and then I took the boat and from the Irrawaddy river, and I went from Pagan to Mandalay. And then from Mandalay I flew to the Shan state.
I see.
And you know, when I see all these beautiful things that we've been talking about, immediately I have the relationship and the visual relation to what I actually saw. I remember in monastery, I used to see many of these, of different shapes, of different colors, and they would contain food. How wonderful was this?
Jenny is saying that it might be used for giving food or carrying food.
Yes, yes,
yeah?
yes. But the person who basically said that it's water, I would have shared, I share with him the opinion.
Yeah.
But again, it's not exhaustive. Other people can come up with equally good...
She's very sharp because she's the one who says that for drinking water, and she's the one who is asking also that the Burmese carry this big basket, soon wet or soon not, on their head.
This person is an expert.
Expert, Amanda, you're an expert, yeah.
Well done, Amanda.
You have the connection, yeah.
Yes, you have the connection.
So we have many trays actually. We have tray by tray, plate by plate. You know, now okay, can we just take a look at the different, because it's plates in different sizes. So it used to, it was like this, and now if you open up, it's like this. You know what I think it is?
What?
My humble opinion. Okay, so you have the whole container that carries all the different food.
Yes.
So now when you reach the monastery, I'm guessing, so now you can display it, and it becomes a spread.
Absolutely.
It becomes a spread. You see, I think this is amazing.
So imagine each of this plate would possibly have food.
Yeah.
And people would share this food. The monks would share the food.
They might pass it around as well, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if we look under the light, we see that this has been woven, and it's absolutely amazing. And look at the craquet on the lacquer, and look at the feet. How beautiful they're designed, and there are some letters which I cannot decipher.
Right. I also want to bring one thing is that, you know, because this was on top, this was the cover, this fits very nicely.
Very nicely.
It's as if there's a locking mechanism, so we can imagine it. Wow, this is something.
This is definitely something.
So this is the second piece. This is not the sunok, this is a suet, but it's a cousin thing. Yeah. You see?
Yes.
Can you feel it? There's a sort of like a fitting thing for it. So good. Okay, this is above it. Is that right?
And then we would have what Amanda said, if I'm not mistaken. No? This is for the water, but also as a cup.
No, the other way. Okay.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
The production manager says it's the other way. Yeah. Nicely done. And
nicely done.
Nicely done. People of those times are very innovative and practical and artistic at the same time. You see, Jenny is saying that people of those times are very innovative and practical. That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this one belongs to, do we have to flip this around? No? Yes? No? Yes? Yes. Oh, the whole set comes together. Ta-da!
Now, look at how beautiful, majestic, and pure all of this is.
It's like a pagoda, huh?
It's just like a pagoda. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we have this second one. We are going to, the red one and this black suet, we are going to offer it together with the sculptures in different galleries on Thursday and Friday. So you can come here and offer, bring flowers and you can offer it.
Yes.
And since we talk about 3 of them,
yes,
we still have one more.
Let me tell you about, I hope you don't get upset if I insist in presenting one more of this piece.
Oof.
Now look at the elegance of something like this.
This you must see. This is the time you must like and share and show your comments, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because this piece is stunning.
Stunning. I mean, this is gold leaf, as you can possibly see.
Yes.
Now, when you look at it, I don't know if I can show you well. Let me try. I mean, this is definitely wood. I can see and I can feel it at the top.
Okay.
And look at the top here. It has some beautiful design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 designs.
Right.
Beautiful. I mean, that will tell you that this is wood.
Yes.
Look at how beautiful it's been carved. Definitely this is a very rich family that commissioned a piece of this quality. Again, here we have the Negoro effect. In other words, we see the red lacquer, which has been, the gold has been consumed a little bit, and then we see this red. Again, this, in my opinion, is the one that was commissioned by a very, very wealthy family.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't have the dish, possibly it did not have it since the beginning.
Right.
And look at this element here. This is all been carved beautifully. Look at the inside.
Oh,
this has the black lacquer. Again, we're talking about wood here.
Yes.
But now, is there a dichotomy or is there a similarity between this gold and the gold that I see here in Master Yoon's painting?
Right.
Regal, imperial looking, again with the frame. What a beautiful setting the overall is tonight. Really, really amazing.
The thing about gold is that it's something that will last through time.
Through time.
And actually, they say that the amount of gold that has been present since humans are around till today, not discovered or not discovered, has been about the same. And that's the thing that is everlasting. I suppose that's what they do when they painted this or they laced it with gold as well. And that's also one thing about Master Yoon's arts, since you were mentioning. The 2 paintings to me behind us is actually of the same series, the ones that were exhibited in Bangkok. And this one is actually a top favorite. Much more favorite than that, yeah. A lot of gold, a lot of silver, and if you see clearly, there are 2 kinds of gold texture, 24K gold and 18K gold. So all kinds of gold were used to actually bring out the texture. And I like the names a lot. This is called Celebrate Dreams as Stars. That is called Proudly Tasteful.
Proudly Tasteful,
A bit like what we are looking at today, like, you know, when you have a Buddha sculpture, it doesn't have to be too, you know, it can be adorned with jewelries, it can be elaborated. Just like this is also a sunok. Is it a sunok?
Absolutely, this is a sunok.
This is, a sunok also can be elaborated. Even if you're bringing this to offer food, offer offerings to the temple and monastery, it can be elaborated as well. So this is something that I think we should actually aim for and go for. Proudly tasteful and celebrate dreams as stars. This is really something.
Really a nice combination, I have to say. I would love to have something like this in my house and own it.
Yeah, okay. This is stunning. I think this piece, this sunok of the tree is one of the three we will be displaying on the Thursday and Friday. So come by, bring your flowers, bring your offerings. You know, what I like about this whole thing is that we are really incorporating or bringing these antiques to life.
Absolutely.
Because if not, there will be, just like art, you know, sometimes when they have art exhibitions, the art is placed there, people admire it, and that's it. So that's actually still a distance. But you know, Masterin's art is interactive. It is elements of ancient classical Chinese painting, but painted with a twist of a modern way, let's say. And you know, you have the lighting effect and so on. Yes, you have seen it many times on different shows. So the key thing is that you have to bring that art to life, how it connects to the people. Now, the antiques that Masterin has, they can always be kept in a museum. But then you will see it far, far away, and you can't use it. But this Thursday, as like last week, they came over here and they're still ringing the bell, which is great. I think it's good luck, huh? Yeah.
Absolutely, it's good luck.
So you can use it, and you can use it well. Once again, this Thursday, it's Marison Pura's birthday. We're going to have these 3 wonderful sculptures at different galleries, along with the 2 sunoks and the 1 suet, the offering trays that they used in the past, and bring your flowers and offer it on Thursday and Friday as well.
Don't forget to ring the bell.
And ring the bell. Now, since we talk about Marison Pura, that these are not for sale, so once again, don't ask me a price. There are collections of Marison Pura in the gallery that is for sale. In fact, you know, not very long ago, we actually sold one jade, one that is made of jadeite.
Wow.
But they were sold. I don't have anything more than that. Friends will be familiar, this is something that we have, and we have one last piece of agar wood that is of Marison Pura, a big piece nonetheless. This is the only piece that we have.
Amazing.
Only piece of agar wood that we have. Marison Pura. Actually, you can see that it's holding the same thing. You can see it's holding the same Marison pot that we are talking about. And we also have a Antria series of jadeite that actually holds the Marison pot as well. This is jadeite.
Oh.
I mean, we have a few kinds, so we have a few. It's all according to element that you know. You see, you look at his hand, it's also holding that Marison pot.
How beautiful the carving, the finishing, the color.
So this is our auspicious jadeite series that we also have a Marison Pura as well. You can see the same thing that's happening, the same Marison Pura, and then holding the same Marison pot. These are not for sale, but if you want to have a, illumination in your health, in clarity, then this is what they can go for. This is the thing. Also, since we talk about illumination, Thursday, other than Marison Pura's birthday, is also an important festival, huh? What is it?
There's something very important for the Indian community.
Right.
This is Diwali or Deepavali, according to the north or the south. It's a 4-day celebration. And what is interesting, what it means.
Right.
It's about the power of the light.
This I think our friends might be familiar because
yes.
in episode 2...
Yes, we basically did manage to show the lights.
Yep.
And, I was just imagining the importance and what the light meant. And especially in the past, not only it was a matter of joy around those beautiful lamps, they would celebrate, there would be smiles, there would be a light heart. And again, I was just imagining people moving from one little village to the other at night for urgent things that they had to do.
Right.
Had they not had the light, it would be almost impossible for them to travel because they would get sense of direction. So the light is happiness, is direction, is protection in many ways. Imagine in those periods.
There was no GPS.
There was no GPS.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there were animals.
Correct.
And just by making the right noise at the right moment, the animals would go away because they would see a light, and usually animals are frightened by fire.
Right. So, in episode 2, we talked about the different pillars of light, or the proper name would be the Kerala lamps.
Yes.
So we know that this Thursday is both Medicine Buddha's birthday, and it's also Deepavali.
Yes.
The common thing about them, because you were describing about it,
yes.
Mr. Giuseppe de Giussa.
Yes,
yeah, I was describing it. I was joking with Mr. Pino that by the end of this series, which we plan to do for a long time, I would have mastered Italian by then.
I mean, you're very good at it.
I should have been able to do some Italian by then. And probably by the 20th episode, we'll be speaking Italian already.
Yes.
So, Deepavali is about light against evil, light against darkness.
Yes.
You were talking about people traveling, and then they have the light to illuminate the way forward. And we know Medicine Buddha has the same vow, V-O-W, that not just for the health, light in the health, also light in the clarity of the path.
Yes.
Some people, let's take this COVID situation for example. Some people, not just, of the health is extremely important. Some people are also a bit lost in direction. So the Medicine Buddha, one of the vows was to illuminate the path. So there's also light over shroud, over darkness. So we have this in episode 2. Please go and watch again and watch many times and share with your friends. We have this mega huge ones. This Kerala lamp that has 7 layers.
7 layers.
7 layers, which we placed in the next gallery. This morning, I took off all my jacket. I was still wearing a shirt, but I break it down into segments and I moved it here into this gallery, this VIP gallery. Well, what we're going to do is that I really posted on Facebook anyway that friends who has the Lotus ring, our collection, as we did on that day. What did we do on that day? The Thursday? Why was it? I forgot why did we do it. But now this Thursday on Deepavali, you can place your Lotus rings on the huge Kerala lamp. Can we take a shot? Can we take a look at the Kerala lamp? Yeah. In fact, once I posted on it, a lot of friends came, texted and said, "Can I place it now? I can leave it overnight, doesn't matter." So you can choose to place it now, but a bit late now, yeah, anyway. So they said there we see the rings on the lamp. Some early birds actually started placing it. You know what we want is that for you to actually have your rings charged, have your rings really blessed on this lamp. Because this is 18th century.
This is, it would be 19th century, but possibly even earlier than that. So yes, you're right.
Yeah, so 200-300 years. You know, once again, we come back to the point. If you don't use this, it will be an antique piece. And truth be told, it might be a dead piece because it's not being used.
Yes.
So now we are using it to a good effect, to a good benefit. It's heavy, it's brass.
It's brass.
It's brass. It's not going to spoil, so we're going to use it. Bring your rings down on. Tomorrow we're not open, Wednesday, so please don't rush down tomorrow. Thursday, as early as possible, probably after 1 or 2 o'clock, you can bring your rings down, put it on the tray. First come, first serve. Please don't move, you know, it's Singaporean, so please don't move the other people's rings away. People choke their place already, okay? So park your rings there for the whole day. You can don't come back for the rest of the day, it's fine, because we're estimating, we're looking at the sun, maybe about 6-7 o'clock, let's say. We're going to move your rings away, take your rings away. We're going to place it in our incense pot, which is regular. The one that is in the center of the gallery, we're going to place it back there. And what we're going to do is that we're going to move the entire huge pillar of light to outside, and we're going to light all the layers.
How beautiful.
We're going to light all the layers.
How beautiful.
Right? So the whole motif is that for you to charge your ring on this very auspicious pillar of light, and the lighting of the pillar of light in the evening or at night would be to cleanse away any negative energy or bad karma that might be. So do come by on Thursday, celebrate this whole thing together, bring flowers for the Medicine Buddha so we can put it into the sunok and the suet. Am I right?
Absolutely. Please ring the bell.
And come here, light the incense, ring the bell. You see, they have seen these collections for so long. This is a great time for you to actually incorporate it into your own life. And you realize that coming to the Lotus Gallery is really a walk into a museum that you can actually enjoy.
And you have the ability of touching, which usually in a museum would not happen.
Yeah, please be gentle. Yeah.
Please be gentle, right. Again, the magnifying glass will allow you to see what I've not been able to explain.
Yes.
Because it really requires attention. Look at the faces of this beautiful Jambupati Buddhas. See the different expression. See the beautiful attire, the jewelry that it has. Look at the bracelet that it's carrying. Wonderful. And each one, in spite of going within the category of Jambupati, are so different in many, many ways.
Yes, indeed. So, once again, these are not for sale. The pillar lamp that you're going to park your ring there, is not for sale. The other pieces of lamp, collections of mastery, private collections, antiques, not for sale. But I tell you what you can buy, okay? Because Singaporeans are all about buying things. it's Madison Buddha's birthday, which is great. So I show you the Madison Buddha collection, which I have. It's Deepavali as well. A lot of people, you know, fengshui, they think fengshui, huh? They think that it's a very Chinese thing. It is, yeah, actually it is. But it's not fixed to any religion in particular. So we have clients of many different faiths, and including Hindu clients as well. So we actually carved jade pieces that is Ganesha. This is Deepavali. We can talk about Ganesha, right? So
yes,
we have jade pieces that are carved Ganesha. You can take one. Look at this. This is beautiful. Carved of natural jade, as you know, and different elements. You have to get the one that's of the correct color. It's Ganesha.
Eliminates any blocks to any new venture.
Yep.
So you have in mind a venture, you want the obstacle to be eliminated, this is for you.
Yeah, Ganesha pendant. You might not be able to see it clearly over such a long distance camera, but this is one piece that my Hindu clients love. Some of my Chinese clients love this as well. So since it's the festive of the lights, this is one thing you can go for. And I have something else also that will pique your interest. Sculpture as well. For sale, this one. Yeah. I used to have more, but I just realized because we are doing this show tonight, I'm only left with one. This is a Ganesha crystal clear quartz Ganesha. Oh. It's okay, yeah. Oh, we're going to put it there, yeah. Thank you. Okay, this is a clear quartz Ganesha. I used to have a couple, but this is the only one left now. Look at this. This is stunning. The whole depth of it, fake. And what we call in the crystals is that it's like, what we call IF, it's like internal flawless, like diamonds. From the top to bottom. Crystals, you know, they have their own lines. But when we carved a deity or a Buddha or God, no one can accept natural lines, not even in the face. So this is from the top to bottom, it is the most perfect quality. And as you know, we all do natural things. It's authentic quartz, it's not compressed quartz, and it's not second hand, so we carve from the first source and onwards. But since, because it's Deepavali, we bring this out again and to show you. We used to have several pieces, but this is the only piece that we have left.
Perfect.
And we look at it, if you just touch the little details here and there, the nails of Ganesha's hands is sharp. You feel it?
Yes.
You feel it. You've got to feel it yourself when you're here. Then you know that, because crystals, they crack easily. So if you can feel the details of this, the crown as well, that is stunning. This is stunning.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the purity of the crystal
is amazing. So there we have, once again, there are many things going to happen on Thursday and Friday. It's going to be very exciting. I'm very happy that Mr. Pino has the chance to actually share the details with us. I hope you all learned something from this live session today. You know, a lot of live sessions in Singapore, they just sing and dance. I mean, entertainment is wonderful, but you know, I hope you learned something from this kind of entertainment as well. Thursday, we're going to have Madison Buddha and Deepavali's We're going to have all these sculptures around 3 galleries. Bring your flowers. You can offer your ring to the entire pillar of light. Friday, we're going to keep the sunok as well. So you can continue offering flowers to the Mason Buddha and different sculptures. Most key thing is that come here, take a look at the collections and see which is good for you for the festive, because there's dates that is in mind that I keep on telling them that 7th of November is what we call the start of winter.
7th of November.
It's a solar calendar.
Yes.
So it's the last season before we lead up to the start of spring,
yes,
which is on the 4th of February, the last 3 months. But I tell them that, you should actually do something before the winter starts.
Yes.
And seize the opportunity that we should. So get yourself prepared, gear up your own feng shui, and have a great 2021. You can still make it great. I think so.
Very good.
Thank you for supporting today. Thank you, Mr. Pino, for all your knowledge and sharing.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And I see you in the gallery on Thursday. Cheers.